Hey everybody, I'm back. Samantha, the therapist. This is video 80 out of 365. 80, woohoo! Another milestone. And this is my cat Tyson, who is appearing in my outdoor videos now, and I'm so excited. He's like in every video, and I didn't realize until I watched the videos back, and I keep forgetting to mention him. But yes, this is my Tyson. He just disappeared. But we have Macy and we have Chad. We got a cat named Chad. Yes, the Chad we call him. So yeah, that's our little cat family. So you might see them kind of traipsing around every now and again. So yeah, video 80, doing a video every day for a year to get over fears and learn to be myself and find my voice while I'm helping others do the same. And I hope this video might get you a little step closer to that and not being afraid of being who you truly are. So that's what I've had to kind of overcome and be okay with, just kind of bearing my soul on camera and bearing my wisdom on camera here and there. So today I kind of wanted to talk about how our childhood programming runs our life. We kind of talked about that yesterday, and that was my most watched video so far, which I really appreciate. Not my most watched, but in 24 hours, the most views that I've gotten. So, and lots of engagement on this one. So I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm going to address some of the questions later, probably tomorrow. Today, I just kind of wanted to dip into kind of what we were talking about yesterday a little bit more. Where are your thoughts running your show? Where are you prepping for the worst while you're expecting the best? That's split energy, isn't it? It's like, I'm expecting this to happen, but I'm prepping if this doesn't happen, this is what I'm going to do. And what is that? That's 50-50. It's like scarcity, abundance. Which one are you living in during your day? Really think about that. Scarcity is fear. Abundance is not fear. It's bravery, courage, whatever you want to call it. So which one are you living in? Are you living in fear or living in courage? Are you living in scarcity or abundance? Because every thought you have and every belief you have is going to fit into these categories. And so it's going to give you split energy during your day. So that's why we're on the gas and then we brake. And then we're gas and then we're braking. So keep that in mind. That's why we feel stuck, because we're gassing and braking. We're not moving. We're stuck. So again, yesterday, from talking about childhood abuse, neglect, just having programming just shot into our brains from people that, were probably abused themselves or neglected themselves. They had their own traumas, and they kind of injected that into us as children. And then what do? We inject it into other people. So it's kind of like a virus that we spread into different people, and so throughout life. So we've got to look at the programs that are running in the background. If we want to change the hardware, we have to change the software first. So the software is like all the stuff that you're thinking, all your programs that are in the background. It's like too many apps open on your phone. You got too many tabs open on your computer. You got to close down the tabs, close down the apps, figure out where your patterns are. What are you so used to thinking that is keeping you from the possibility of feeling better? Because all possibilities exist. There is another universe where you're just super happy. So we've got to align our energy to that place. And so if you start to think about, okay, what mental state am I in right now? What am I experiencing internally that is affecting my possible future that I could love and that I could enjoy instead of being stuck where I'm at right now? So your mental state is created from the past, your past thoughts, your past programming. That's all that it is. It's a story. It's like you're reading a story to yourself every day, and it's the same dang story. So you're going to get the same dang things that show up. If you don't change the dang story, you got to change it. You have to change it. And we get so stuck in our mental state that it turns into anxiety, depression, all these disorders, because we're just stuck in it. And if you're not changing the program, you're not pulling out the floppy disk, like I said, admitting the age that I'm at. The floppy disk, I don't think we have floppy disk anymore, but it's just a fun little metaphor to bring up. But you pull that floppy disk out and you got to put in another one. You got to change you got to upgrade the system. So we've upgraded. Okay, we've upgraded to, a MacBook Pro that doesn't have a floppy disk anymore. You got to upgrade from the old PC to the MacBook. I'm an Apple person, yes. So you got to upgrade, and you've got to decide how you're going to upgrade. What do you want to upgrade to? You're staying stuck in the same old self with all that past programming that doesn't even matter anymore. It was all lies. So what if you told yourself the truth today? Those are all lies. Everything that you are going through that is, quote, negative, you have chosen a meaning. You've assigned a meaning to it. Every event is neutral. So you decide, is this going to be good or bad? Is this going to serve me or not serve me? The way that I look at this. And it sounds so simple and like easy to do, but it really takes some, what's the word? Like humility or a come to Jesus talk with yourself, really, to be like, oh my gosh, I really am stuck in this mindset. I really do think this way. This got kind of, today I had the subject got brought up in my mind because I had a memory that came up. And it was an old client that I had, an older gentleman, not an old person, but like an older gentleman that I used to see back in the day, old client, and previous client, I should say. And he was so funny, and he was having issues at home with his wife, and he said, you can't hug a tiger. And this morning it came up into my mind, you can't hug a cactus. So it's either or. I just went with cactus, but you can't hug a cactus. And what he meant by that was that he could feel that she was constantly disappointed in him, and he was constantly doing everything wrong. He couldn't do anything right. So she was focused in on that so much that he was like, I know she wants more affection and she wants more time with me, but you can't hug a cactus. You can't hug a tiger. She's like volatile and all this stuff. And so, for some reason, I thought about this guy today. It just got brought up in my memory, and I really started thinking about how it is with my person and how I've acted in the past and how he's acted and how we played off each other so well, like not well and well at the same time. It was like your energy is affecting everything. Your mental state is affecting how you see people. And so when he said you can't hug a cactus, I brought that in, and I was like, man, I've been a cactus. I've been a cactus, and I had to admit it. I was like, I really think that like my energy sometimes would convey that, oh, I'm disappointed in you, or you're in the wrong and I'm in the right. And then I decided to make this pact with myself today to like this way of living, and I want to honor myself, which honors everyone else. And I want to live from love and not ego. And that is a deliberate choice that we can all make. Because if you're in love, you cannot see, you won't be aware of anybody else's bad behavior or anything like that. Like you're in love, so you're going to only see and feel love. But if you're in the ego all the time, you're going to see the past story. That's kind of how I looked at it. I was like, I don't want to see this past story anymore. Like that feels icky and dark, and it's tiresome. It's not serving anybody. It's not leveling me up to where I want to go. Why would I keep replaying it? Why? And that's why I encourage you guys, do not replay the old story. There is a place for therapy, of course. I still see clients. Obviously, I had a full day of clients today. And it's got its place. But I always try to get people to empower themselves. That's what, as a social worker, I love to install empowerment in people to where they don't need me for as long as they think they do. They just kind of want me now. It's more like, okay, are we ready for discharge? Well, no, I still need you, and it's like, you really just need to read this one book. That's all you need. But people like the support, and there's nothing wrong with that. But everybody's doing great, and I think everybody can do great on their own, and it's just great to have support, of course. But so you've got to figure out, where am I still being the same old person? And you got to get like real with yourself, because you're creating your life from that story. What story are you telling? Are you feeling like, what is a thought that you might have, like, I am unlovable, or I am not deserving, or I'm not a priority? If you feel like I'm just not chosen, I'm not a priority, then you're going to feel that way around your partner, around your family. You're carrying that energy with you, like in a backpack, and it's like there's a spotlight on it, and you're emitting this energy out, and people can feel it. They may not be able to say what they feel, but they can feel something off you, and it might not feel good to them. So I started thinking about that too, how our energy needs to be pure and clean, and then with pure, clean thoughts, because as soon as we have doubt that creeps in, that muddies the waters of the thought. So it's like you're not swimming downstream anymore. You're just you're paddling really hard, and you're like going upstream, and that's not a fun way to be. So you've got to examine where you're at. Who are you being today? Where's your identity? Who are you identifying with today? Are you identifying with the old self, or are you over here with the new self? Are you identifying with the trauma survivor, which we all are in some way, and that is a great badge of honor to hold. I am a trauma survivor. I am a sexual trauma survivor. That's a great badge of honor. Very cool. We've been through that. Now we know how to help others that have been through it. We have empathy for them. We have sympathy for them. We have all that stuff. Now, to really help them out and help ourselves out, we've got to decide to switch from that story and go into a new story. And that is a decision we make. This is what heals. We don't heal, we change. And then that's what naturally heals us. We change first, then we heal. Joe Dispenza taught me that. Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you don't know him, go check him out. And he talks about meditation and how it heals the body and heals the mind and all of that. And I do a 20-minute meditation every morning. I love his meditations. And I used one of his meditations in my doctoral study that I performed. And I created a study with, some people did EMDR therapy. I did that with one group. I did EMDR and meditation with another group, and then just a Joe Dispenza meditation with the third group. And the findings were basically that meditation is just as great as EMDR is. So we have to remember, too, that all these techniques we're using, all these theories that we hear, all these things are just out there as a permission slip to become more of who we are. And whatever you resonate with, it's what's going to work for you. So I love EMDR therapy because I believe it works. And it worked for me, it worked for clients, it's worked for everybody I've ever done it with, and everybody I've ever heard that's done it has had great success, and it helps, kind of heal trauma. But it changes the way you think, which is so cool. But anyway, we could change without it. We could change today and decide, well, what identity do I want to take on today? Am I going to take the identity on of a trauma survivor? Or am I going to take on the identity of a thriving, amazing person that I was before that trauma? I want you to uncover yourself. Just uncover yourself. Remember, you're trying to uncover this trauma that's been put on you, this oppression, because when you were born, none of this was going on. You were pure love, pure joy when you were born. And then we get programmed. We get these injections that are not so good for us. And then pretty soon, we've got all these things that happen, and we believe and identify with those things that happen. And our body and brain hurts. It's pain, it's stress. And then our bodies start breaking down. They show signs of dis-ease because we're feeling dis-ease. Disease and dis-ease go right together. And Jim Carrey, I heard him say one time when he was depressed, he said he just needed deep rest. So if you're feeling depressed out there, you need some deep rest. In so many ways, it's the best place to be when you're down, because you're shooting off so many desires out into the universe, and you're saying, man, I hate feeling this way. This is not cool. But it's only an indicator. Emotions are indicators. They're just telling you, okay, this is where your energy is. So How low on that emotional scale are we? We're pretty low, and we're sending out that frequency constantly. So how you go up that emotional scale to back up to love from powerlessness is just one thought at a time. You just grab a thought and you say, okay, let me make this 1% better today. Just 1%. That's all I need to do. And I've got to believe that I can do this. And you can borrow my belief. Anybody can do this. You can choose any time to change who you are. You do not have to identify with being depressed. You could just say, you know what? I'm deciding not to feel this way today. I don't believe this right now. I don't believe it. But I could start to practice it maybe. Samantha said I could. So I'm going to borrow her belief. I'm going to suspend my disbelief, borrow her belief, and I'm going to decide to do that today. I'm going to just decide to suspend the disbelief that I've had this whole time that I could be better and feel better than I do today. That's all you have to do. That's where you start. And then every single day, you reach for one thought that feels just 1% better, just a tiny bit. You're just looking for relief, just a little bit of relief, whatever it takes. Watch a video of babies laughing or, cats. I laugh at cats all the time. They're all over. And you just kind of inject some humor into your life instead of the injections that you're, bringing up every day. You're just like, it's almost like just picture yourself like you're injecting yourself with this shot every day. It's like, oh, the old story. Oh, there it goes again. Oh, there it goes again. And you're shooting yourself with it. And we don't need that. We just don't need the old story anymore. The old story is played out. You're regurgitating the past so much that you believe that it's still in you. So we hold on to that energy when we can really release it and have peace. Once you release it, you have peace. You can just say, man, today I'm going to release just a little bit. And each time I release it, then I'm going to feel some peace. So how do I release it? Any way that works for you. I think the easiest way is just doing some breathing and also acknowledging that your thoughts and feelings matter. Maybe nobody acknowledged that for you. So I'm acknowledging it for you. I'm validating you. If you're hearing me right now, you're meant to hear me say these things to you, or you wouldn't have been attracted to this. You wouldn't have manifested this. You manifested this video. You're supposed to hear it for some reason, especially if you're towards the end of the video. You're here for a reason, and you can use this information. You can borrow my belief today that, hey, I can feel better at any time I want. I can change my mental state anytime I want. I can change one thought at a time. I can look at my beliefs and examine them. I can do a self-intervention today. This is what this is. It's like an intervention for the self. You say, I am done feeling this way. I do not have to feel this way anymore. I can choose to feel better today. And if I could actually do that, how would I feel? Because you want to get into your 2.0 self, not your 1.0. We're graduating. You're graduating. Just let go of that 1.0 self. You're graduating today. It's 2.0 time. No more of this. You don't have to feel that way anymore. And you can tell yourself that. I don't have to feel this way anymore. This is just an old program running in the background. I've just got to pull that disk out. The floppy disk, just call it that. Got to pull that floppy disk out. If you don't know what that is, if you're in your 20s, go Google it. It'll show you some pictures and tell you what it is. And just pull that thing out. And then upgrade. Go get your MacBook Pro or whatever you like. And then you've upgraded. And then you're your 2.0 now because you don't identify anymore with those stinky thoughts. You got to let that go. They stink. They're outdated. They need to go in the garbage and in the dumpster. They need to go away from you. They are not you. They are not you. They are lies that were programmed by other people. You can change any thought you want to change at any time. At any time. And I know no one tells us that, so that's why I'm here to tell you today. It is so amazing what you will manifest when you change your mental state, I promise you. I have manifested some crazy things the last few days that would just blow anyone's mind. And it is just by changing your state. And how are you identifying? It's relaxing in your life. It's surrendering to yourself, trusting yourself that you know what's best for you. Yourself, your like true self, your inner self knows what's best for you. Your soul knows. And you just have to get out of your own way. It's only you that's doubting you. So you come up with something that you want or some way that you want to be, and you just got to not muddy the waters with doubt. You got to say, no, I can do this. I can start believing that I can do this, and you have to be consistent. Flood your mind, saturate your mind with these new thoughts. That's all you have to do. And pretty soon you're going to create that new neural pathway where it's going to go all the way through, create this neural network of juicy, amazing things for you instead of the stinky thinking that you've been thinking for so long. It's just not serving you at all, and it's hurting you. And if you were abused, I like to say it like this, if you were abused as a child, why are you abusing yourself today with those thoughts? Just be real with yourself, like you're abusing yourself with your thoughts. Be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. That's what you deserve. That's what you always deserved, but you didn't get it. So now you've got to give it to you. Go inside your mind, whatever you're needing, give it to you first, and I promise you'll see it reflected externally. And I was telling someone today about how your world is a mirror. The simplest way to look at manifesting, I feel like, is like, pretend like you have a mirror in front of your face, and you're frowning at it. And you want it to smile, and you're like, smile, dang it, smile. And it's not smiling because you're frowning. You have to smile first. Then the reflection changes from a frown to a smile. Do not argue with the mirror. Why are you not smiling? Because you're frowning. You have to smile first. Do not argue with what you see. Do not try to change people. Go within first and change yourself. Change your beliefs. Change your identity. Smile first. Your world will reflect that smile. I promise you. It just takes some time and repetition. I say time, I don't know. Does it take time? Or can it be instant? I believe it can be instant. And it is instant, technically. Manifestation is making the invisible visible. And that is through our mental state, our identity. Who are you being today? When you say, I am, and you follow it up with something, I am broke, or I am unlovable, that's what your brain and body are hearing. They're adjusting to that frequency. That is scarcity mindset. Remember, we want to be an abundance mindset. So whatever you appreciate, appreciates. Appreciation is abundance. We want to, like when you put money into an investment account and it appreciates over time, because you're putting more money in. It's appreciating. You got to deposit into yourself. If you want to return, you've got to invest in you. That means talking nicely to yourself. That means letting go of this old story that's hurting you. You've just got to make that, it's almost like the ego, I feel like, gets stuck in like, I've got to tell this story, or I've got to hold on to this that this person did because it's so unfair and so unjust. So I got to hold on to it and remind this person what they've done for so long to me. And when we do that, we're like in our ego, we're not in love again. If you just say, I want to go to love now. And by loving myself, I start to love others more. By loving others, I start to love myself more. It's like just changing that energy from one to the other from lack to abundance mindset. And you'll see that your finances start to change. Your love life starts to change. All your relationships start to shift when you focus on the good versus the bad. Because when you're in the bad, you're in scarcity. We just got to look at it as a whole. It's like scarcity or abundance. Which one are you choosing today? Because you're choosing. Even though somebody did something bad to you and your feeling is valid, I totally get it. People are like, I'm lying to myself, or I'm feeding myself lies, or I'm being delusional, or whatever. And whatever you believe is. So yes, if you believe that, yes, I get it. I'm a therapist. I see all sides. I promise you. Like, I get it with my job and my career. I get it. But I learned also at some point, we got to say, enough is enough. I'm done validating my feelings. I don't need them validated anymore. What do I need them validated for? I validated them enough. It's like, we got to let go of them. And you got to become 2.0 you. This is your new era. Let's have our New Year's resolutions in August instead of January. Let's get them going before it's January. Let's turn into the new you right now, tonight. After I post this, when you see it, it'll be an hour from now or so, or less. And just as the sun's going down, I hope it's capturing some of the sunset maybe, I don't know. It's a beautiful evening, not too hot out here either. So yeah, just decide who you're being. You got to deny the senses. What's going on over here? Deny those senses. and start creating this 2.0 you. This is your era. You're changing. Hopefully my words, I intend, are changing you and you're feeling a little bit better. I intend that they are. And I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for commenting. I love your comments. I will get to them as soon as I can to answer them. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thank you again for watching and for all of your time that you're spending listening to me rant and ramble. So there'll be more tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.